Good day and welcome to Predators Proclivity, where we look at data from the season for the NHL Nashville Predators and make comments upon it. I'm your host, Preston Proctor, and we have a special guest here in the studio today. We did not go to the game last night, but Premium is sitting in. He needed a good nap, and he thought coming in here and sitting with me would really exacerbate that. So, welcome, Preston. Premium.
Yeah, let's not get ourselves confused here.
Oh.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, regular. Just want to make sure we don't get confused.
I think I'm already confused.
No, it's great to be here. What a great studio. It's all decked out, Predators garb, as well as this rogue LA Kings thing. But
right.
Yeah, your staff was great. They got me all suited up, ready for this, and so it's fantastic. Yeah. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, suited up, stripped down, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It gets hot in here.
Yeah.
All right. So, but when I left you guys last, we did have another trade from the Kings. So now we've had 4 trades involving the Kings. There's been 20 trades total, and 4 of them include the Preds, which is kind of interesting. But I think the Michael Bunting trade, another player who unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. I don't think they necessarily would have had any trouble re-signing him. But they did get a 3rd round pick here in this year, 3rd year pick in this year. And I did see an ad that said, it's not as bad as you think. And I don't know, a 3rd round pick this draft from the Stars, I think that's pretty good value for Bunting. Again, I don't know why, we obviously we weren't missing these guys last night. Did very well, brought in Ryan Ufko, one of my favorite guys from training camp, and Joachim Kamel and Schaefer and not Svechkov, but so we had the bunch of players from Milwaukee, and Preds seem to take care of business. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to see. We still have a few more hours to go before the trade deadline is over. 3:00 today, 2:00 Central, and we've had 20 trades so far. But I don't know. I'm still in the back of my head wishing Marchessault would get traded. I still have my reservations about whether or not he's actually going to fit in here on this team. But so that's the trade information. And just to on a programming note, it is Friday. So we are here on Friday making this recording, and so any games that happen on Friday, any trades that happen, like I said, it's still the trade deadline. So if I was the Buffalo game, which is we're going to preview today, is on Saturday. If we were doing this Saturday morning, the trade deadline would already be over. So just to set a little bit of context on the timing of when we're doing this, so things could happen between now and when you're hearing this that would make you wonder, well, why aren't they commenting on that, or what we said doesn't make sense because things change between Friday and Saturday.
Just as observation, 4 trades out of 20 total for the league. Is that right?
Yeah, since the pause.
Yeah. Wow,
since the
pause. That's quite active for the Predators, don't you think? I mean, compared to the rest of the league, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't really know why. A lot of people were speculating the Preds would be doing trades because the general manager is leaving at the end of the season. He's retiring. His contract was up, and so he just decided not to renew it. A number of people, reporters, have made a big deal of the fact that, since he's leaving, he's got to make a big splash. And so, Stamkos and Marchessault and O'Reilly and Saros were all going to be heading out the door with the espresso maker. And that hasn't been the case. But on the other side of that, I've said all along, I think that we've got some really good players in Milwaukee. And we've got some players like, Weisblatt, Weisblatt, Blankenberg weren't really getting a lot of time because we had so many good defenders here in Nashville, and you've got to have your backups. And so I think, for one, the Blankenberg trade was something that happened because we've got players that we want to get playing time, and so being able to trade them away and get value for them, again, I don't really think we got the value for Blankenberg that we could have. But trading Bunting and clearing the space for some of the other players to come in and make an impact. Zvechkov has played with the team for quite a bit. He played with the team a lot last year. He's a reliable commodity, and there was no space for him on the team. So now with Bunting being gone, that creates space for these other players to come in and be able to play. So, kind of smart, taking players that are unrestricted free agent at the end of the year and getting value for them, I think is just, it's a smart play.
It seemed like it. I mean, and then the latest trade, you get at least a draft pick in this coming draft, which is really a great thing. So, but yeah, I agree. The team played extremely well last night. I enjoyed watching it. I love that last name, Ufko. I don't know. That's a great last name. I don't know why it strikes me, but
it's easy to say.
Yeah, maybe that's why I like it.
It is what it is. There's no extraneous characters.
Yeah, you can't mess it up. That's it.
Yeah, as opposed to some of these names.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, they played great. So
yeah, and I was just looking up here to see. The draft. Where's the draft picks? Draft picks. So the Preds are really loading up. I thought that there was an interesting trade out there, which one team got 3 second-round picks from the same year, which seems pretty incredible. But just looking here, the Preds now have 4 third-round picks for 2027.
Yeah, they've loaded up. They're like 10 picks that year or something, maybe like that.
It's just 4 in the third round. Yeah. So, 4, 8, 10, 12 picks in 2027.
Yeah.
Next year, we've got, 1 first round, 2 second round, 2 third, 2 fourth, 3 fifth. So,
they're looking good.
If you want draft picks.
Yeah, for the future. Well, you never know how you could use that. I mean, you might trade it for a good veteran on draft day or what have you.
Yeah.
Haven't you watched that movie Draft Day or whatever?
No
okay.
idea.
All right. Well, anyway, I just watched that
hockey?
movie and now I know how it all goes down.
Total true to life.
Yeah.
Based on a real story. All that good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a second round in this draft, third round in this draft. I think that's pretty good value there. So, Bunting was a good player. Had some decent stats. I think we got good value for him, and we've got players that can step up and take his spot. I guess still I'm kind of a little concerned about the lack of grit from having McCarron and Smith out of the lineup. But last night the commentators were emphasizing, maybe a lot of people thinking the same thing, that the players were playing pretty hard and really pressing. So, maybe as a collective, they can make
they're taking advantage of the situation. Yeah, maybe. So were they defensemen? The 2 guys that you're talking about was traded. Were they?
McCarron and Smith were forwards.
Oh, they were forwards. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I think.
Well, when you say grit, I think defense. Putting people in the wall. That sort of thing.
But forwards play a lot of defense, and a lot of time, basically the fourth line sometimes comes in to really provide a lot of energy, and so there's a lot of physicality involved in the fourth line. Not always. Not every team has that scheme, but with the Preds, McCarron centering the fourth line, Cole Smith I think was on the wing, and so they're a couple of big bodies that provide a lot of force and energy for the team. So
that's great. Well, they played great last night and beat a team that's in the wild card spot. So
Boston.
Yeah, I think they're number 2 in the wild card over there. So
right. Second. Yep.
Yeah, right there. And so that was a good victory, at least, it's a different division, or conference, sorry. But,
Boston still has not been involved in a trade yet.
Yeah.
Buffalo has. an upcoming team. We'll get to that in a little bit. But I tell you what, why don't we take a quick break and get a commercial, and then maybe we'll come back and do a commercial of our own. All right, so welcome back to Predators Proclivity with Premium here in the studio. Premium has he showed up last night, wanted a quantum energy square. So wouldn't even say hi. He's like, where are the quantum energy squares?
Yeah, I did. Yes. Yeah, I wanted to get after that. And then your staff this morning provided me with one, so I'd be ready for this this podcast. So, yeah, they're great. Yeah. I loved it. I finally had the salted peanut butter crunch, and it was great. So I feel pretty good with it. And certainly the caffeine helps this morning doing this podcast. So
well, you get up so early. You've got to refresh.
Yeah, well, I go to bed early. So it was a struggle watching the game last night because I'm used to going to bed earlier. But it was great. So I really enjoyed the Quantum Energy Square.
Yeah, we thought we'd go to the game. It didn't work out with the tickets the way I had hoped, and turns out that was good because we were all in bed by the second intermission. So I
knew your stats. If they won the first and then the second period, I was pretty safe to go to bed. I felt like
you said that, and then Boston scored to tie up the second period. So fortunately, they scored a couple more goals after that.
Okay.
But you kind of jinxed them right off the bat.
Did. All right. Yeah. Well, anyway, back to quantum energy squares. I really enjoyed it. Actually had my wife try it, Prudence, and another Prudence, and she liked it. She can't have pure cane sugar, so this is a great option for her because it doesn't, she just doesn't use that. So it used monk fruit as a sweetener, which is great. You feel very holy when you eat that, and so anyway,
holy,
holy, very solemn and holy from the monk fruit,
right?
So
great.
Anyway, that was great. Seriously, in all seriousness, I loved it. Thanks.
Yeah.
So you're going to be out, and you're going to need to order more with Preds Pro to get the discount,
right,
because I'm going to eat them all. So
Preds Pro 25% off at quantumsquares.com. That's right. Yep. And we'll just throw this in here. We were joking about this last night about why do I even bother to talk about this? But I'm like, I've got the discount code. But my Prudence keeps saying she's going to buy something on here because she thinks she deserves a pair of pajamas that cost $100.
She does. I mean,
she does deserve it.
I don't know about my wife, but your wife definitely deserves.
Oh, look, there's one with really nice pajamas.
I think you should go all in. That's
I'll get right on that later on.
Yeah.
But there you go. Preds Pro gets you 21% off at CozyEarth.com. So CozyEarth.com, QuantumSquares.com. Preds Pro is the promo code. 25% at QuantumSquares.com. 21 at Cozy Earth. And with that, let's just take another break because people are probably tired of hearing us anyway.
Probably.
Undoubtedly. All right, so Saturday night, the Preds are in Buffalo. It's probably not the 80 degrees it is here in Nashville up in Buffalo. Not sure what the weather is, don't care, not going to the game. But either way, the game is at 4:30 Central, so if you're planning on watching it live, it's not at 7 o'clock. So the Buffalo Sabres, after the last couple of games, they are now tied for first in the Atlantic Division with 80 points. They are 37-19-6 at home, 18-8-3. They are tied with the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning do have the advantage because they played 2 less games. Buffalo does have a 2-game regulation win advantage over Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay does get the nod by having played less games. The Sabres are 3 points ahead of the third place Detroit. They played the same number of games. Buffalo does have a 7-game regulation win advantage over Detroit. So Buffalo is currently in the second divisional spot in the Atlantic. For Buffalo, this is the first of a 5-game home series. Sunday, they will play Tampa Bay, the team that they are tied with. Tuesday, San Jose. Thursday, Washington. Then Saturday, Toronto. As far as the series go, this is the last time we will play the Sabres. They are 1-0 against Nashville, having won January 20th, 5-3 here in Nashville. I think it was probably colder then. Probably right up Buffalo's alley. Nashville... they did play, oddly enough for Buffalo, they've had to play Nashville both times in back-to-back situations. So they were in a back-to-back the first time they played Nashville, and then again, another back-to-back. So Nashville on Saturday and Tampa Bay on Sunday. Last year, as far as the series went, the home team won both. Since Nashville lost in Nashville, that scenario isn't going to repeat itself this year. Oddly enough, last year, Buffalo did score 4 goals in both of the games, but just one of them, Nashville, scored 3 and 6. Nashville repeated that by scoring 3 in the loss this year, so maybe they'll get the win by scoring 6 in Buffalo. Got 6 last night. What do you think?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, well, it's going to be a great test. I mean, it's a good team, and I'll be able to stay awake for it since it starts at 4:30. Right. So that's a good thing. It'll be a great test to see how the Preds do. I mean, they're 3 points out of the wild card. So, if they can get a victory, they might be able to make up some pretty good space there for that one. But we'll see. I don't know, or they could trade half their team away before tonight, and right. Who knows? But anyway, it ought to be good.
Yeah. So. Speaking of trades, Buffalo has been involved in a trade. But let me run through their injuries. They do have a number of players that are injured, and I don't. I've said in other podcasts, I think sometimes this time of the year people are injured when they're just not playing them because they're on the trading block. And at least 4 of these 5 are not that case. We got number 15 right wing Justin Danforth. He's day-to-day. I think he's got a number of stats we'll talk about later. Number 48 center Tyson Kozak is also day-to-day. Both of those players could be back for the game, listed as the 7th. So we'll see how that plays out. Number 12 left wing Jordan Greenway, not expected back until the 8th. He's the one player I think may be sitting because he might get traded. He's 29. There's 1 more year on his contract. He's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the last year, and he's got $4 million is his current contract. So maybe he's injured. Maybe he's sitting out looking to trade him. We also have number 21 defenseman Connor Timmins, who's day-to-day, not expected back till the 14th. And finally, number 20 center Yuri Kulich, who's week-to-week expected back on the 21st. Buffalo did have 2 trades. One is listed on Puckpedia, but not on the NHL site, which I don't know what to think about that. But it happened March 5th, so yesterday. They received number 39 center Sam Carrick from the Rangers for a 3rd round 2026 and a 6th round 2026. So 2 picks in this year's draft, 3rd and 6th from they gave to the Rangers for center Sam Carrick. The other trade that the Predators fans will be interested in, that's right, Luke Schenn is coming back to play against the Preds for another team. So yesterday, Buffalo acquired number 64 defenseman Logan Stanley and number 5 defenseman Luke Schenn from Winnipeg for number 78 defenseman Jakob Bryson, number 63 Isaac Rosen, and 2 draft picks, a 2nd round 2027 and a 4th round 2026. So Luke Schenn, since it happened yesterday, I'm assuming he will be back in the lineup Sunday night. The Preds were not happy about losing him. He went on to Winnipeg. Unfortunately, Winnipeg didn't win the Stanley Cup. That was what everybody was hoping for. At least something good would happen for Luke. But now he's back playing with Buffalo, and I guess we will meet him Saturday afternoon. I guess it'll be night in Buffalo. 5:30. Would you call that night or afternoon?
Yeah,
night.
Either.
Take your picks.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Buffalo. For the Preds, yeah. The Preds won last night, but they remain fifth in the Central, which is where they've been for most of the season, it seems like. They've got 64 points, 28, 26, and 8. Their road record, 11, 13, and 5. Can't quite get over the hump and get a winning record on the road. Utah is the team ahead of them. They are 6 points behind them, having played the same number of games. Utah does have the regulation win advantage. Behind the Preds is Winnipeg, 4 points behind them. The Preds have played one more game than Winnipeg, and they are tied in regulation wins. As far as the wild card situation goes, Utah is in the first wild card spot with today's mystery Pacific Division team in the second wild card spot is Seattle. Probably tomorrow it'll be Edmonton again. Who knows? It probably will not be Anaheim. Anaheim is starting to get a little bit of traction and ahead of Edmonton, 3 points ahead of Edmonton. Edmonton is 1 point ahead of Seattle. So Seattle winning one game would tie them up in the number of games played, but put Seattle ahead and shift Edmonton back down into the wild card spot. To get to the second wild card spot, the Predators would have to get over the Kings and Sharks. All three of the teams are tied at 64 points. The Sharks having the advantage of having played three less games than the Preds and 2 less games than the Kings. So the Preds have played the most of all three of those teams.
That's a lot. Yeah, I mean, a lot to get over, but I think they can do it. They're going to start tonight. I'm very, after I saw what happened last night, I'm very optimistic that they're going to take down Buffalo.
Well, just imagine if Marcia's show wasn't in the lineup, how good they would be playing.
Yeah. Well, you might get your wish. I think you got another day. I mean, who knows? We need some more draft picks. Yeah. I think we got to load it up.
Yeah, we could have 6 in one round.
I know.
Yeah.
Dominate. So
for the Preds, this game against Buffalo is the first game of a 5-game road trip. They go to Seattle on Tuesday, then they do a Canadian tour, Vancouver, Edmonton, and Winnipeg, Thursday, Sunday, and Tuesday, before returning for 2 at home. Players injured are still the same. Adam Wilsby, not expected back until the 15th, and Ryan O'Reilly still out. Expected back on the 17th. I think there would be a number of people saying he's sitting out because he's going to be traded, but I don't think that's going to happen.
So I was looking at him. So he's been pretty good this year, right?
Oh yeah. So, call him Mr. Stat on this show.
It's good. And so he's out because his face is what it says. What's going on with his face?
I think he took a puck or took a stick to the face.
Okay.
Not against Boston, but the previous game.
Yeah, that's not good.
I think Columbus. And so, yeah. I saw the video of him coming off the ice. So he's not out just to sit. Yeah, he did get injured, but whether or not it's enough to keep him out of the lineup is really kind of the question, or whether they're just sitting him so they can play other people. It's kind of what you're wondering.
That brings up a question I had. It makes me wonder why they don't have more face guards around.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the deal with that?
I don't know. That was for the longest time they didn't even wear helmets.
Right.
And,
well, that was like last century or something, wasn't it?
Well, yeah.
So
that was last century.
That's black and white video. I've seen it, but
yeah. And then they weren't required to wear face guards for the longest time.
Across their eyes or whatever.
Right. And when it was optional, if you got into a fight, you would get immediate instigator penalty if you had one of those windscreens on your face.
Well, maybe that's why they don't want the face guard. It gets in the way of the fights, right?
I don't know.
Do they take their helmets off for the fights?
Sometimes they get knocked off.
Oh, they get yanked off.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I don't think
maybe
they take them off
that
willingly.
Yeah, they don't want that face guard because it gets in the way of getting hit. I
don't know, because they say it's something about feeling the wind when they're skating.
Right.
But if you look at the women, like the women's Olympic team, they have the bars. It's not.
That's what I'd want.
It's not a block.
I like my teeth.
Teeth. So many times a stick comes up and gets you in the face. I don't know I don't know.
That brings up another question. I mean, what's dental insurance like for these guys? It's got to be awfully expensive or not even accessible, right? I mean, who's going to insure these guys?
Through the teams, right? I think they probably have their own. I think if you're just a dentist in private practice, you probably don't want a hockey player, not the player, maybe his family, but not the player as. At least, I guess if he pays for all the stuff,
that's like a lifetime income stream.
That's right. Yeah, I mean that could be really good.
I know. I feel like they ought to have it outside the stadiums, like one of those mobile, dental, implant things or whatever. But that's brutal. I think I was talking to you last night. I'm trying to remember the player that against the Blackhawks that got pinned against the wall there, and it looked like he was, wiggling his tooth like maybe he's getting ready to lose it. And it was just kind of an unfortunate sequence of events.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know.
Hockey is an inherently dangerous sport. You've got the skates and people get falling down and something gets cut. And it's you're kind of lucky that there aren't more people.
Well, there was a fatality some point in time last couple of years with a skate, right? Trying to remember when that. Yeah, I don't think that was in NHL. Maybe overseas or somewhere, but
could have been. Yeah,
trying to recollect that. But anyway, just a thought after seeing that O'Reilly was out with his face.
Yeah, so. I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the. And I'm sure every player has their thing.
Yeah, Yeah, they know the risk.
Yeah,
so.
And so then I guess wrapping up the Preds here, they did call up Joachim Kimmel, number 25 right wing. He did play last night. They called him up in addition to the other players that they called up. And then, of course, we talked about this earlier, number 30 left wing Michael Bunting traded to Seattle for third round 2026 pick. So, and that kind of wraps up the overall status for the Preds. So let's take another short break, and then we'll get to stats. All right, so I did my stats for the Boston game, and I walked out of here going, I think I forgot something, and I realized I did. I had done all kinds of work on my spreadsheet to break out the win-loss records for the different scenarios, win, losing, tying the second and third period, or entering the second, third period, win, losing, and tying, and then completely forgot to even talk about that. So hopefully I'll remember to do that.
For the listener, by the way, this is a pretty involved spreadsheet. There's a lot of data here.
Yeah, well, we try to
lots of dots and matrices and algorithms.
This is my favorite. Yeah, but I don't use this data very much. Where I track the.
I'm already lost. I'll just. It's quite impressive. I'm just going to tell you.
If it made more sense, it would be worthwhile.
No, I'm sure. Well, you know it. So, I know that if they win the one period or the second period, they're good. Proved it last night. No, wait a minute. Did they tie or win the second period?
They won it. Well, it was like 4-1.
Okay, right. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
All right. And they lost the third period.
But the third period doesn't matter anymore. If you were in the first or the second, you're good. You can take the third period off, So, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maintain, Maybe. So.
All right, so Preds are on the road. So let's talk about the first goal. First goal, if the Preds get the first goal on the road, they are 4-1-3. So kind of a 1-to-1 relationship there. The Preds will at least have a very high likely of getting a point. They had 4-1-3, so pretty good record there. If they do not too bad, 7-12-2. So, like a 2-to-1 advantage for the opposition on winning the game. The Preds still have a pretty good opportunity to get a point. So it's not too bad on that record. See, on the nice thing about, I guess they don't really have a winning record in any of the periods. So the records across the periods are better on the road than they are at home, except for that first period. The Preds in the first period on the road, not so good, 6-14-9. If they get the first goal, they have not lost the first period. They're 4-0-4. If they do not get the first goal, they are 2-14-5 in the first period. So more than twice as likely to lose the period than to tie or win it.
So I guess tomorrow night's game, if they don't win the first period, we just turn it off. Sounds like.
No.
We'll get to
that later. It's all in the combinations.
Yeah. Okay.
As far as the second period goes, they're 9-10 and 10, so kind of a coin flip on whatever's going to happen. Nobody knows. Spin the dial. Let's see what happens. If they did get the first goal, they have not tied the second period. They're 4-4-0. If they did not get the first goal, either in the first or second period, they are 5-6 and 10. So more likely or just as likely to tie the second period as to win or lose it, and then kind of a coin flip on win and losing at that point. For the third period, 10-9 and 10. So I guess you can kind of call that a winning record, right? It's close to a winning record as we've got when it comes to the Preds in these periods, so I guess we'll take it.
Yeah.
If they did get the first goal, and they are 3-3 and 2 in the third period. If they did not, it's kind of a coin flip, 7-6 and 8 in the third period. And so let's take a look at what that means with regards to winning and losing the game. So here we go. This is kind of one of the things you're looking for. The Preds win the first period. They're 3-3. So not really anything deterministic there. If they lose the first period, they're 2-12, so that's not very good. And if they tie the first period, they're 6-3. That's the best record there. The second period, 9 times they've won it. They're 6-3 in those games. 10 times they've lost, 2-8. 10 times they've tied it, 3-7. So yeah, it kind of looks like we're looking to tie the first.
Yeah, win the second.
Win the second.
Win the second. Yeah. That's the point thing. Yeah, let's go for the second.
And then in the third period, 10 times they've won the third period, but they're 6-4 in those games. The 9 times they've lost the third period, they have not won any of those games. And then when they tie it, they're 5-5. So the only thing there is to hope for a win. I guess you could hope for a win or a tie, but losing the third period definitely does not look very good for them. Looking at those combinatorics, the scenario.
What was that word?
Combinatorics?
Yeah. What is that? That's a 5-syllable word. I don't understand.
Looking at the correlation between outcomes from the first and outcomes from the second.
Oh, okay.
How they correlate to.
I didn't remember my statistics course I took and all the words, but anyway.
English is just not.
I know I'm not good at it.
You don't have a first language. English is.
I really don't. Yeah, I don't. I just use hand signals. Like go that way or that way or good or bad. That's it. So yeah, I try to stay around first or second syllable words. That works good for me. So anyway, all right.
Okay, so the scenario kind of we're looking at tying the first, winning the second. That has happened 6 times, and the Preds are 4-1-1 in those scenarios. If they tie the first, lose the second, that's only happened once, and they're 0-1 in those. Tying the first, tying the second has happened twice, and they are undefeated. So that particular scenario with tying the first doesn't seem too bad. If they lose the first, win the second, that's happened twice, they're 1-1. Lose the first, lose the second 4 times. Of course, they've lost all 4 of those. Lose the first, tie the second. That's happened the most, 8 times. And, that's right. That's where I was supposed to put that number. So they've had 29 road games, and 8 times of those 29 games, they have lost the first, tied the second, and they are 1-5-2 in those scenarios, which is not good. Don't like the losing the first scenarios at all. Winning the first, winning the second's only happened once. Oh, this is fun. Because there's one of these 9 scenarios that hasn't happened at all, and that's winning the first, tying the second. But winning the first, winning the second's only happened once. So this particular winning the first scenario seems to be, a rare commodity. But if they win the first, win the second, that's 2 periods. They happen one time, and they're 1-0. Winning the first, losing the second, 5 times, 2-1-2. So I don't really like it. The the scenario when they win the first, go figure.
Yeah.
How can you pull for them not to win the first? But winning the first doesn't have a very good track record as compared to tying it.
Yeah, so tying in the first and winning the second is the best combination, it sounds like. So, not that you would not want to still win the first, but
it's crazy.
It's not the end of the world, but second period's definitely key. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, some of these combinatorics are just, it's really good.
There's that word again.
There's that word again, yeah.
So, I feel like it rhymes with comedy, but anyway.
Comedy of errors.
Whatever, yeah. So.
And, so just looking real quick here on the correlations, the combinatorics of the second and third period, the best scenario is winning the second, tying the third. That's happened 4 times. They're 4-0-0. All the scenarios where they lose the third, they have not won any of those games.
Interesting. Even if they won the second, or is there even that scenario?
No, it's 3 times. They win the second, lose the third. That's happened 3 times. They're 0-2-1.
Wow.
I know. Some of these numbers are just kind of goofy.
So it's not just you can't hang your hat on the second period. You got to keep playing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just let it go.
Can't let it go.
And
then, here, if we take a look at
break, I mean, after the second, I worked so hard the second period, I want to take a break, but you can't take a break.
Well, you get the intermission.
Oh, that's true. That helps. Yeah.
You don't have to go straight into the third
Get a
period.
quantum energy square during that,
right.
and then you're good.
That's right.
Yeah. Don't do the cozy deal just yet. Yeah, you wait till after the game to do that one.
Right.
So
no sleeping through the third period.
No, you
if
can't
you're a
do
player.
that. Yeah, you got to wait.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess another interesting thing here is in the scenario where the second period gets tied, losing or tying the third period has not resulted in a win at all either. So that's kind of well, I mean, their performance in the first period is so bad. I mean, they are digging themselves a hole, seeing if they can get out of it. So, they really have to make up for it in the second period.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you can win the first period, then win the second period, and then win the third, you might be okay. I just thinking.
Yeah, winning. If you win 3 periods, you win the game.
I would think so.
Yes.
So
it's hard. It's not. It is not possible to win 3 periods and not win the game.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that'd be rigged. Somebody would be rigging the game. Then,
something.
Yeah. We'd have a lot of questions.
Yeah,
about that.
right.
So, all
right, and so that wraps up our correlations, and so next up would be the winning goal. All right, so the Preds are on the road, and they play 29 games on the road. 10 times the winning goal's been scored in the third period, 8 times in the second, and 7 in overtime. So those numbers are still fairly close. I mean, I guess it's not terribly unexpected. I'm just the number of Denver times games have gone to overtime kind of surprises me.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It feels like a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. If the Preds win, or when the Preds win, they are scoring the winning goal 55% of the time in the third period, 6 times to twice in overtime in the second period, and only once in the first period. Mm-hmm. The opposition, when they're scoring their winning goal, is predominantly or most plurality.
Yeah, one of those words. We got another word.
Yeah,
that's a new word. We're changing the dictionary
in
with
the
words
second
now.
period.
That's right.
6 times, 33%.
Yeah, second period's key right there.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, we got to pay attention to that period.
Absolutely.
We can't be letting that one
get away. We really
away.
shouldn't let the first period get away.
Well, but if
you
tie the first, you just can't let the second period get away because then it's
then it's over.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Then it's over.
Yeah.
So so there's the when the Preds are on the road, home team winning 6 times in the second period, 4 times in the third, and 5 times in overtime. So all of those numbers are still fairly close. It's not like one period stands out. Like 2 years ago, I think it was. It was really
second period.
Really, well, it was second period for road teams and the third period for home, I think is how that went.
Yeah.
But it is very stark in how that was spread out like that. As far as goal scoring goes, let's find our goal scoring. Let's see. The Preds are on the road. The Preds are being outscored by 16 goals in the first period, 22-38. In the second period, they're closing the gap, 22-25, so they're only being outscored by 3. And now they're only outscoring their opponents by 1. But previous in the season, they had a bigger gap in the third period, but now it's only 1 goal. And that holds, if we look back at the first period, in the games that Preds win, they only have a 1-goal advantage in the first, 14-13, but a 17-goal deficit in the games that they lose, 8 goals to 25. That's right. I keep saying I'm going to put the number of games over here so I don't have to look around, but I don't have that. In the second period, in games that they win, they are outscoring their opponents about 2-1, 13-6, but they're also being outscored 2-1 in games that they lose, 9-19. Coming to the third period, the Preds are outscoring their opponents 18-7 in the games that they win, being outscored 18-28 in the games that they lose. Both sides have 6 empty net goals, so that just closes the gap, but keeps the advantage to the team that's going to win the game. So
they're losing pretty bad when they lose. It seems like. I mean, it feels that way. It's like really bad. I mean, it's like the numbers when they win are pretty close, But then when you say, well, when they lose, they've been outscored this, it's like a big chasm there.
Yeah.
That was a big word, chasm. That's chasm. Still 2 syllables. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's what some of these graphs, which shows the difference in scoring relative to the scoring in the previous periods, but I don't refer to that. It's kind of interesting, but I haven't found anything in there to.
By the way, just so the listeners know, I mean, Preston does have an artificial intelligence master's that he acquired last century, and it's on full display with the spreadsheet because it's hard. Yeah, it's quite in depth. I'll tell you that. So,
yeah, when I update this, my computer kind of waits for a second. So anyway, that's right. So the goal scoring, so this was something I was working on the other day. I've got all of the results of the game. So the Preds entering the second and third period, winning, tied, and losing, those scenarios. So on the road, when the Preds come into the second period, most frequently they're coming in losing. So that's happened 14 times. They're being outscored 9-14 in those games, and their record is 1-10 in regulation and 1-2 in overtime. So those games, 14 times they've come into the second period losing, and that's not really hasn't really worked out for them. Haven't dug themselves out of a hole enough in those situations. 9 times they've come into the second period tied. They are outscoring their opponents 12-4 in those scenarios, so that's good.
Got to tie the first tomorrow night as a minimum.
Right. Got to tie.
Because, I mean, if you lose the first tomorrow night, it's going to be trouble.
Yeah, so in those 9 games, they've won. Their regulation record is 6-2, and they're 0-1 in extra time. They've only come into the second period winning 6 times. They've scored 1 goal. In those 6 games, the opposition has scored 7, as you would expect. Oddly enough, actually, in regulation, they're 2-1 in those 6 games, which I would not guess, but they did come into the second period winning. The extra time record is also 1-2, so those 6 games, basically, they're 3-3 in those games, scoring 1 goal in the second period. I don't really. I don't get that, but I guess they're so shocked maybe at having won the first period that they don't know how to score in the second. That's best I can do.
They just went all in, and they're exhausted.
Tired.
I mean, they're tired. They didn't get a quantum energy square during the intermission. I mean, they got to take care of themselves.
They're on the road, so the other teams
they probably didn't
that.
give them anything. Probably gave them bubble gum or something.
Right.
You never
know what the locker rooms look like in the visiting locker room.
Yeah, they're not great. They smell. Nothing going on in there.
Yeah, or a lot going on you don't want to be part of.
Yeah. Anyway, Yeah, so they need to carry their own quantum energy squares or something, something to help them out.
So coming into the third period, again, the most frequent thing to happen is losing. 16 times they've come into the third period losing. Fairly even on goal scoring, 22-23, but their record is not very good. They're 1-12 in regulation and 1-2 in extra time. So 2-14 basically in those 16 games. Not what you're looking for. The next often thing to happen coming into the third period, fortunately, is winning. 9 times they've come into the third period winning, and they are even 10-10 on goals scoring. Unfortunately, 5 of those goals for the Preds are empty net goals, so they're still being outscored 2-1, 5-10 in those games. Their record is fortunately 6-1 in regulation, but their extra period times is 0-2. So even though they came into the third period winning, if they go to extra time, they've not been successful. And just backing up a little bit to the 16 times that they come into the third period losing, there are 7 empty net goals, 6 for the opposition and 1 for the Preds. So in the end, they are outscoring their opponents 21-17 in those 16 games. But again, their record not so good. Dug too much of a hole and can't find their way out. The scenario that happens the least is coming into the third period tied. Happened 4 times. They're outscoring their opponents 4-2 in those games. No empty net goals, so it's still 4-2, and they're 2-0 in regulation and 1-1 in overtime in those scenarios.
That's good. I mean, so, yeah, there's hope if you come into the third period tied, then that's what you're saying. So,
yeah. There's always hope.
Yeah. Unless they're losing coming into the third period. I'm very depressed about those numbers. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, and the Preds did have a game recently where they lost the first, lost the second, and they wound up winning the game by scoring 3 in the third period.
There you go.
So, it's not, hope is not lost.
That's right, yeah. You got to keep playing.
Got to keep playing. Okay, so that takes care of the stats, and let's talk about matchups. Great. So the matchups, the Preds are on the road, which means Buffalo is at home. So it's helpful if you look at those stats.
Really?
I know. I get this.
That was very insightful.
Very insightful. Yeah.
Preston. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Preds are on the road. That means their opponent is at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
They could both be.
Yeah,
on the
they could
road.
be in Switzerland or wherever
Sweden.
they play in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where they play nowadays.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So as far as goal scoring goes, let's take a look at Buffalo. Buffalo for home teams is the 6th highest scoring per game team in the NHL. So they have played, backing up just a second, they played 29 games at home, which is in the bottom of the league. 25 teams have played more, 5 have played the same, and 1 has played less. But they are 6th as far as the per game average, 3.52 goals for, average is 3.14 for the NHL. If we take a look at in the first, they are still 6th in the league in scoring in the first period, scoring 1.07 goals a game, league average being 0.9. Then we come to the second period, and they're 2nd in the league in goal scoring, 1.45 goals for, with a league average of 1.09. And then, as we know, the scoring for home teams in the NHL this year goes down from the 2nd to the 3rd, and Buffalo follows that, thankfully. They are 19th, scoring 1 goal a game, league average 1.07.
I think that what they've figured out is what we've been talking about, is if you win the second, and go into the third with a lead, you just got to maintain. I mean, defend, and I think they got it figured out. Yeah. So they've been looking at the stats. They've been,
play into it.
Yeah, play into it. That's right.
Yeah. So just quickly on raw numbers, they got 31 goals in the first, 42 in the second, and 29 in the third. So the third period and the first period, the goal scoring is close. It's just their rank is way different. So as far as goals against, they are 18th in the league in being scored on, which is, roundabout league average. League average is 2.86 for Buffalo. In the first period, they're 18th in the league, giving up 0.86. League average is 0.86. The second period, 28th being scored on 0.76. League average.
We got to take advantage of that.
0.99. Yeah, they got a big advantage there in what they're scoring versus what they're giving up.
Yeah.
But then, kind of a little bit more hospitable, giving the road team a little gift on the way out. They're 12th in the league in being scored on in the third period, 1.414 being giving up with the where am I at? Oh yeah, 1.14 with the league average of
25 column P. That's where I'm at.
Thank you.
Yeah.
With the league average being 1.07. All right, so that's the Sabres at home. What about the Preds on the road? Well, the Preds have played 29 games on the road, which is the same number as Buffalo. It puts them in about the same number as far as teams. 26 teams have played more, 4 have played the same, and 1 has played less. They are 23rd in the league as far as goal scoring overall, scoring 2.83 goals a game with a league average being 3. The first period, they are 23rd in the league, scoring 0.676, league average 0.85. So at least that's getting closer. I think earlier in the season it was like half. Second period, even though they scored the same number of goals, 22 in the first, 22 in the second, but since goal scoring increases across the league from first to second, they dropped to 30th in the league in goal scoring with 0.76. League average is 0.99 in the second period. But then they jump up to 6th in the third period, scoring 1.24 goals for league average 1.07. So you kind of just cruise along, setting them up, got them where they wanted, then start scoring.
Yeah, I feel like they need to change that. I
don't think that system's working for them.
I don't think it's working too good. Yeah, they need to move that number to the second period or first period.
How about just duplicate.
I mean, that's just
rinse, wash, and repeat.
I mean, what do they wake up after the second intermission? I mean, what's going on?
I don't know.
Hey, we got to get out there and score, guys. That's part of the game.
Right.
I don't know if y'all got the memo on that, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. So how does it go against goals against? Well, they're 8th in the league in being scored on. That's not a very good place to be.
Do they have a goalie?
They do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
He usually plays.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure.
They're giving up 3.55 goals a game and league average 3.14. In the first period, they are giving up the most goals per game in the league, 1.31 goals.
Hey, they're first
against.
in something.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're number 1.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
And for this one.
League average is 0.9, so that's 0.41, almost half a goal more than league average in the first period. They tighten things up in the second period. They're 29th in the league, giving up 0.86 goals a game. League average 1.09. So what's that, about 0.23? So that's good. But then, we played hard in the second period. We don't need to play hard anymore. 9th in the league in goals against, 1.21. League average 1.08. Remember, for home teams, they tend to score less in the third period, but not when the Preds are in town.
So they must put all their defensemen out there in the second period. Everybody just kind of huddle around the goaltender to keep from scoring, but then no one's there to score. So is that what they do?
Yeah, I guess.
Because you got forwards, centers, and defensemen, right? That's like the three and the goalie, right?
Forwards, defensemen, goaltender. Forwards are broken up in the wings and centers. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Okay, yeah. All right. So. Yeah, maybe certainly on the defensive more in the second period than they are in the offensive. That's for sure. Yeah, and that's not good. They got to get after it.
Well, those of you who listen to this podcast for more than a day and a half know that one of the reasons why I started this doing this was because a couple of years ago I was watching the Preds and I thought, boy, they were terrible in the second period, especially at home. And doing the analysis, turns out they're right. Well, they're not really bad in the second period anymore. But the first period on the road is by far their worst period everywhere.
No doubt.
So let's take a quick look at how the matchups go with regards to that goal scoring, if we really want to. So Buffalo scores a lot in the first and second period, and the Preds give up a lot in the first and third. So I don't know that I really like how that sounds for the first period. Buffalo doesn't give up very many goals in the first and second, but does in the third. But the Preds like to score. The Preds don't like to score in the first and second. They like to score in the third, and that matches perfectly with Buffalo's scheme. So I think we're going to see some really good scoring on the Preds' part in the third period.
Yeah, I just hope the game's not out of reach by that point in time. Yeah. So we gotta do something.
Gotta do something.
Somebody's got to wake them up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, that's goal scoring. What about special teams? All right.
Kicking and punting or punt returning?
Something like that. Okay. Something along those lines. So we'll start off by talking about the penalty kill. So Buffalo is at home. They have the fifth best penalty kill in the NHL at 82.5%. 14 goals against on 80 opportunities. They've scored four shorthanded goals. Makes the net rank second in the league on the penalty kill. As far as time shorthanded per games played, they're 18th, so right about league average. And goals against per games played, 25th, so that goes in the right direction for them. For the Preds, they are 24th in the league in the penalty kill on the roads. They are 77%. 20 goals against on 87 opportunities, so they've given up 6 more goals on 7 more opportunities than Buffalo. They have 2 shorthanded goals, got one last night, but that was at home. And as far as time shorthanded, they're 18th in the league, so right about the same rate as Buffalo, but being scored on, they're 12th. So that those numbers don't exactly go in the right direction. As far as the power play goes, both teams are 11th. Wow, that's kind of funny. So Buffalo has the 11th best power play at home. They are at 22%, 20 goals for on 91 opportunities. They've given up 2 shorthanded goals. Times on the power play is 13th, so still kind of ranked about the middle. And goals for per games played, 13th. So their opportunity to get on the power play is about as good as their scoring. Take that for what it's worth. The Predators are 11th for road teams. They are at 22.4%, 19 goals for on 85 opportunities. They've scored 1 less goal on 6 less opportunities. They've only given up 1 shorthanded goal, and I contend that goal shouldn't have counted. But there it is. It's still on the record. We lost that game.
It sounds like you're still bitter about that.
I'm not bitter.
No, okay. All right. I don't know.
Not.
Just feeling something.
Stop it. Let it go. I won't. Anyway, so
his staff is waving at us.
Move on.
Let it go out of control here. They're getting nervous out there, so we'll keep going.
Yeah. So then the times on the power play per games played, the Preds are 10th. So a little bit more than average. And then goals for per games played ticks up to 9th. So you'd like to see it go in that direction. So I guess just in general, it looks here like average number of penalties.
Blasé
is what it looks like.
Yeah. Blasé.
Blasé?
Yeah. Blasé.
I thought you said oive.
I don't know. Blasé.
Blasé.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing special here. Nothing here. Nothing to see.
Nothing to see here.
Yes.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for that 1 shorthanded goal, but we won't bring that up again.
Yeah. That didn't happen.
No.
I'm going to just zero that out.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all of that. And that takes us to people to watch. Right. And so Buffalo, average length of number of people to mention. At the end, we've got 3 people who don't play a lot, who have shooting percentages over 20. And so, one of them just got traded. So the guy with the highest shooting percentage just got traded. So, even shorter list. But the first guy.
Good. That's good for tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. First guy on the list, number 72, center Tage Thompson. First in goals with 16, second in assists with 16, but he's first in points with 32. He is the forward on the ice, but he's sixth on the team, 1924, and he's first in shots with 101. Next up is number 89.
You take him out in the first period.
Something to the face. Hey, if
somebody
he's not
get rid of that
visor,
guy.
Just, a puck deflects. Who knows?
All right.
Number 89, right wing Alex Tuck, or Titch. I don't know. Doesn't play for my team. I don't care. He's second on the team in goals with 13, second in assists with 16, tied with Thompson. So he's second in points with 29 and second in shots with 73. First on the team in assists is number 26 defenseman Rasmus Dahlin, also first in ice time, 24-28. There is another player, number 6 left wing Zach Benson, who is also second in assists at 16. So they've got a real log jam there in second place on assists. As far as the shooting percentage guys goes, well, Jacob Bryson has a 33.3% shooting percentage, 2 goals on 6 shots, but he doesn't play there anymore. Next up, number 9, center Josh Norris. And I got the feeling Norris is injured. I guess for some reason Norris's name came up, but no, I don't see him. And I don't think he got traded. But anyway, yeah, so center John Norris, he's got 5 goals on 20 shots. So that puts him, well, I guess that would actually be third on the team now with 20.0%. And then number 71, center Ryan McLeod, fourth on the team in goals with 9 and is first on the team now since Bryson's out. First with 21.4% shooting percentage, 9 goals on 42 shots. Here we go. Yeah, McLeod has 28 games at home. Norris only has 9, so he hasn't played a lot of games. Couldn't quite figure out why. But anyway, so that are the players. Buffalo Sabres, primarily number 72, Tage Thompson. And
take him out. Josh Norris is still on the team. I guess he scored the winning goal on a power play.
Okay.
So he's there.
I don't know why his name.
Well,
I don't know.
Anyway, they may be trying to hide him.
Yeah,
he's their secret weapon. They know you're going to be focused on number 72, so he's going to. Yeah,
you can't ignore the other players.
No, that's right.
For Nashville on the road, we got number 91, center Steven Stamkos, leading the team in goals with 11, second on the team in points with 23, second on the team in shots with 69. Mr. Stat Ryan O'Reilly, number 90 center Ryan O'Reilly, second on the team in goals with 10, second in assists with 16, leads the team in points with 26, and he's the forward on the ice the most.
I feel like I always think of auto parts when,
O'Reilly?
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird. Sorry.
I think he could pick up a sponsorship there.
Yeah, he could. Easily. Yeah.
Then we've got number 9, left wing Philip Forsberg makes an appearance. Doesn't have too many stats when we are on the road, but he's second on the team in goals now with 10. Tops on the team in shots with 80. Leading the team in assists, number 77, right wing Luke Evangelista. Then we've got the captain, number 59, defenseman Roman Josi, leads the team in time on ice, 24.55, third on the team in shots with 68. Finally, we've got number 71, right wing Matthew Woods, fourth on the team in goals with 8, and has those 8 goals on 35 shots, so he leads the team in shooting percentage at 21.8%. The other stat of note that I saw is that Evangelista leads the team in plus minus with 9 and has a 6-goal or 6-point advantage over the second place. It had been 10, dropped to 9.
I think it was him, the one that I'm thinking that got pinned in the Blackhawks game and looked like he was losing a tooth. I'm gonna check that.
Yeah.
So
a lot of times if they get hit, they'll stick their hands in the mouth in order to see if there's any blood, because if there's blood, then it's a double minor. So they're always looking to see if
Yeah.
they're always checking for blood. They're always, oh no, I'm bleeding, ref. Look, I'm bleeding. That's not blood, that's spit.
Right. Yeah.
They're always begging for that double minor. Part of the game, I guess. Okay, so those are your players to watch. And we are on to momentum. So Buffalo has a lot of momentum right now. They are 7-2-1 in their last 10. At home, they're 18-8-3. They do have a 5-game winning streak. Fortunately, they're in back-to-back games with Tampa Bay. Maybe they'll be looking past the Preds. And against the Central Division, they're 6-5-2. So even though they are, second in the Atlantic, they don't have the best record against the Central Division. Nashville is 11, not 32. My production staff is trying to mess me up again. 11-13-5. They did win after a 3-game losing streak, so they're 2-3-2 in their last 5, 4-3-3 in the last 10, 0-0-1 on the last road trip. Against the Atlantic Division, they are 6-5-2. On the road, they are 3-3, having won 2 of those in regulation, 2-1 in regulation, 1-2 in overtime. So looking for that regulation win against the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that too. So yeah, I'm gonna be paying attention 4:30 tomorrow. So we gotta take out number 72 early, score first, or definitely by the second period, and hold on. That's our strategy, boys.
Yep. Let's see. Looks like there have been 2 trades today. Buffalo got somebody from the Rangers. I think I already saw that one. And Boston got a couple of players from Philadelphia. Boston and Philadelphia. Philadelphia's No, Philadelphia's out. It's Pittsburgh. I kind of get Pittsburgh and Philadelphia mixed up for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
They're in the same state.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but I guess the good news there is that there aren't any more trades of Predators players, at least so far while we've been in here. Oh, wait a minute. Minnesota acquires Bobby Brink from the Flyers. So that's a new one. Yeah. Well, so that, I guess I already covered that. Luke Shen back in the lineup against the Preds tomorrow night, former Pred. Well, so that kind of covers tomorrow night's game. Premium, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, it's been great. Thanks for having me. Staff's been great. The studio's fantastic. Lots of Preds paraphernalia in here, so you can't help but get stoked up for it. So, no, this is great. Hoping that they close the gap on that wild card and, make it to the playoffs. That'd be awesome if they do that with all this trade activity and setting themselves up for the future. So I think it's good.
Yeah, great. Well, it's been great having you in the studio.
Yep.
Appreciate you showing up.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so that does it for us today. Thanks for listening. I'm Preston Proctor, and he's Premium Proctor.
That's right.
You've been listening to Predators Proclivity.